Welcome to your Monday evening yoga practice. If you haven't practiced with me before, or if you haven't seen me before on the screen or in the club, my name is Hilke, and I will be guiding you through a really nice chest, shoulder, hip opener class today. So it won't be as strong as the Wednesday classes, but a bit more gentle. If you're newer to practice, just take it easy. I'm going to give you a few options. So please see how you go, do what feels good today, because every day is different, and we got 45 minutes together, so it's a bit shorter than you're used to. All right, we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is your soles of the feet together, knees drop out to the side, and you come onto your back. And then you can place one hand underneath the belly button and then the other hand on the heart. And it doesn't really matter which hand is where, as long as one is on the belly, one on the heart. And then slowly tune in with your breath. So feeling the rising and falling sensation of the belly. Notice if you're breathing through your nose or through your mouth. If you can you change it to breathing through your nose? Just nice, smooth, slow breaths. Let the knees drop. Letting the body relax as much as possible. Last breath here. And slowly bring your hands on the outside of the knees. Bring your knees together towards each other. Roll to one side. And then come onto a hero's pose. Or if you're feeling it today, you can do a toe sit as well, but this might be a bit intense. So if this is not for you today, please untuck your toes, just sink the bum down. You can even sit on a chair. I'm just gonna do some shoulder stretches here. So on your inhale, reach your arms sideways and up. Interlace the fingers and then turn your palms towards the ceiling. Shoulders are dropping down away from the ears. Inhale, extend, and on your exhale, over to the right. So nice side bend, the left side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, bend over to the right. And one more time towards the other side. And if you're in your toe sit and at one point it starts to feel really uncomfortable, you can always untuck the toes. So please mind, you don't have to stay here. All right, back to center. Open up the arms into a T shape, and then bring your right arm underneath the left into eagle arms. So you can bring the elbows on top of each other, and then maybe grab the shoulders, or bring the back of the hands together, or maybe bring the palms together. So whatever feels most comfortable, and it looks something like this from the side. Shoulders drop down, elbows move forward and up. And you can play around a bit here by moving the elbows up and down. And then check where the sticky bits are. That's where you want to keep your arms still. Use your breath to release. And then untangle your arms over to the other side. So left arm goes underneath the right, elbows on top of each other. Choose even, grab your shoulders, maybe back of the hands, maybe palms. Shoulders move down, elbows away and up. Such a nice stretch if you've been sitting all day. And And slowly release, bring your arms back towards that T shape. One more stretch here. Bring your right hand behind your shoulder blades, and then grab your right elbow with your left hand. Then give it a nice pull. See if you can maybe keep your chin tucked. Long neck. Can you close the front ribs? And release, change. So left elbow up, left hand in between the shoulder blades, and gently pull with your right hand. And then slowly release, bring the hands back down, come into a 4-point position. If you were in that toe sit, it's really nice to tap your feet out, and otherwise, don't worry about it. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale and move into cow pose. Exhale, round your back, belly button towards spine, into cat. Again, ripple through the spine, open up the collarbones, open up the chest. And on your exhale, round your back, cat pose. If you, in your own timing, move with your own breath. So the movement is following the breath. And if you feel you want to move a bit more in circles, you're always welcome to do that. Loosen up the spine, but you can also keep with your traditional cat-cow. Maybe you want to bring it to a child's pose and sink the hips back, stretch out the spine. And then come back into your 4-point position, so you can always have a bit of a play here. And then come back into 4-point position, tuck the toes under, lift up the hips, come into a downward facing dog. Make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide. Push your knuckles into the mat. Forearms are moving towards each other. Biceps is wrapping forward, triceps is wrapping backwards. Lift up from the sitting bones, thigh bones are moving back, so the weight is shifting out of the hands a bit more into your legs. You can have a generous bend in your knees here if you need to stretch out the spine. So we want to keep a long spine. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then slowly walk your feet to the front of the mat. And when you arrive, come into your forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to, so your upper body can relax on your lower body. Now check if you can relax your head. So can you really let go? Really let that head drop towards the floor. Back of the neck is long. Maybe you want to grab your elbows and swing from side to side. And then slowly let go of the elbows. Push both all the 4 corners of the feet into the floor as you slowly roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes last. And roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms go sideways and up. Bring the palms together. As you exhale, bend into your forward folds, melt. On your inhale, come up into a halfway lift, long line from crown of the head until the tailbone. Collarbones reaching forward. Exhale, bring your hands back onto the mat. Step your right foot back, left leg follows, plank pose. Stay here for a breath. Stay for the exhale. Slowly on your next exhale, lower down all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes, bring the hands back slightly. Inhale, lift up the chest, cobra. Keep the chin tucked in. elbows wrapping towards each other. Exhale, back onto the mat. And choose, you can go directly in downward facing dog or move through your 4-point position. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up. Couple of breaths here in your downward facing dog. Maybe walk the feet out. And then slowly make your way back to the top of the mat. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold mat. Bring the arms sideways and up, come all the way up to standing. Bring the palms to touch. Lower them down in front of your heart and stay. Second round, Sana Namaskar 8. Inhale. Palms touch. Exhale, melt into your forward fold. Release the back of your head. Inhale, halfway lift, long through the spine. Exhale, step it back for plank. Slowly lower down all the way to the ground. Activate your legs, push them away and back. Cobra pose. Exhale, tuck the toes under or go through your 4-point position. Downward facing dog. Really nice. All right, slowly make your way to the front of the mat. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up, sweep the arms sideways and up. Palms touch. Lower down in front of your heart, stay. One more round like this. Inhale, sideways and up. Exhale, forward fold, melt. Inhale into your halfway lift. On your exhale, ground your hands, step it back, plank pose. Slowly lower down. Inhale, upward dog if you're ready. Otherwise, cobra. So you can always say cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lift up the heels, bend the knees, slowly walk or step to the front. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, arms sweep up all the way to standing. Bring the palms to touch. Lower them down and stay here. All right, bring the toes together. Slight gap in between your heels. Inhale, chair pose. We won't stay here for too long today, I promise. Squeeze the thighs towards each other. Chest is lifting up. Weight is in the heels. All right, bring the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. And on your exhale, come into a forward fold with the hands interlaced to open up the chest. And again, you can have a bend in your knees. It's more about the chest and shoulders than the hamstrings. And slowly bring your hands towards your tailbone. And now release them down. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, back to plank. And please mind, you can always lower the knees down to lower down to the floor. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift up the right leg, 3-legged dog. Keep pushing into that right hand. Slowly bring your right knee towards your chest. Hover here for a second and then step through. Lower the left heel down, warrior 1. Come all the way up. Hips are moving towards the front. Sink a bit deeper in your front leg. The 4 corners of the feet are grabbing the mat. Exhale, hands back down. Step back to plank. Lower down. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. Push your left hand into the mat. Slowly bring your knee in towards your chest. Step it through. Warrior one, left side. Drop the right heel down. Come all the way up. Left hip is pulling back. Right hip is wrapping forward. Beautiful. Bring the arms back down. Back into your flow. Step into your plank. Lower down. Upward dog or cobra. Keep the shoulders nice and down, away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly make your way to the front of the mat. Make sure toes are touching when you arrive. Slight gap in between your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melts. Get yourself ready. Inhale, lower the bum, chair pose. Lift up the chest. And remember, if this feels tight on your shoulders, just lower the elbows down so you have a bit more space. Inhale, reach up, bring the palms together, lower them down in front of your heart. Beautiful. Again, chair pose, seek. Bring the palms behind your back, put the funny thumb on top, roll the shoulders down and back, forward fold. Stay here for one more breath. Then lower the palms towards your sacrum, release your hands, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into your plank pose. Lower down. Chaturanga, all the way to the floor, and then cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. Left knee comes into chest, step it through, warrior one again. We're gonna add the eagle arms as we did in the beginning. So right arm goes underneath the left, elbows on top of each other, maybe grab the shoulders, maybe go for full eagle arms. Stay grounded in the legs. Keep pulling your left hip back, right hip forward. And on your next exhale, release the hands, step it back, move through your vinyasa. Inhale for upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up towards the sky. Bring the knee in towards the chest. Step it through, warrior one. Drop the left knee, heel down. Inhale, come up. Left arm goes underneath the right for eagle arms. And again, find that sweet spot in your shoulders. On your next exhale, release the arms, bring them back down. Step it back for plank. Slowly come down to chaturanga or all the way to the floor. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right, from downward facing dog, lift up your right leg. Step it through for a crescent lunge. Sorry, we're staying here, low lunge. Now lift up the collarbones. See if you can extend from the crown of your head. And on your exhale, pull the hips back. Straighten your front leg as much as possible and round your spine. We're gonna do this 3 more times. So inhale, come forward into a low lunge. Lift up the left thigh. Exhale, round your back, pull the hips back. 2 more, inhale, reach. And exhale, bring the hips back. Activate your core, right kneecap is lifted. Last one, lunge. Keep the thigh active. Exhale, bring the hips back. Beautiful. Come back into your lunge. Walk your hands to the left long side of the mat. Now bring your toes out towards the side and bend your left knee coming into a high skandasana. So open up the left hip and stretch the inside of the right leg. You can have your hands on the floor, or if you want a bit stronger, open them up towards the side. Please note your left knee is in the direction of your big toe. And slowly bring the hips back. Walk your hands back towards the front. Come back into that lunge position. Drop the left knee down. Untuck the toes. And maybe this is already enough. Maybe this is where you stay for today. If you want a bit deeper, bring the right hand on the inside of your right leg. Maybe this is where you stay. Or sweep the right arm back. Bring your left heel in towards your buttocks and pull it towards you. The right knee can flare out a bit, but keep pressing your left hand into the mat so your left shoulder drops if you're here. But don't worry if this is too much or doesn't feel comfortable, just let go. Slowly release if you had the foot. Bring your hands back, step it back into your plank position. Remember, if you want to skip this part, skip the vinyasa, you can always move into a child's pose. And through your back bend, upper dog or cobra, move into your downward facing dog. All right, left leg lifts up, nice and high. Bring the knee in towards the chest, step it through. 4 movements of lunge. Extend from the crown. Right heel is pushing back, radiating energy from the right heel. Exhale, pull the hips back. Straighten your front leg as much as possible, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Hips come forward. Left knee is above the left ankle. Exhale, pull the left hip back. Straighten your front leg, round your spine. 2 more. Inhale, reach through the crown. Find that length in the spine as much as you can. Exhale, round. Last one. Low lunge. Open up the chest. Lift from the heart. Energy in the back heel. Exhale, bring the hips back. Round the spine. Really nice. Beautiful. Come back into that low lunge. Walk your hands towards the right long side of the mat into a skandasana. Right knee bends, left leg is long. Make sure your right knee is in the direction of your right toe. Really sink into that hip. Beautiful. And slowly walk your hands back to the front. Drop your right knee down, untuck the toes, low lunge. Press your right hand into the mat. If you want to go a bit deeper, left hand comes onto the inside and maybe your hand circles around. Bring your right heel towards you, towards your buttocks. Open up the left knee. Only if it feels good on your right knee. If it's tender, please let go. And then slowly release. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulder. Step it back, plank pose. Lower down into your chaturanga, all the way to the floor. Inhale, upper dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up. Slowly bring your knee in towards your chest. Step it through for a crescent lunge. Now, really bring those legs, activate them towards each other before you lift up your hands. So you really want to be energized in those legs. See if you can lift up your pelvic floor. You might need a slight bend in your back knee. That's perfectly fine. All right, stay here for a breath. On your next exhale, again, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, open up the chest. Really nice. Your next exhale, let go of the arms, release, bring the hands back down, come into an easy twist. So right hand peels open towards the sky, you twist towards your front leg. And slowly bring the right hand back onto the floor. Drop the left heel down, standing up for warrior two. So right knee above the ankle, circle the arms up, warrior two. Inhale, flip the palm, come back, reverse your warrior. Stay grounded in the legs, lengthening from the top. Exhale back into your warrior two. Straighten your front leg, bring your toes towards the side of your mat. Maybe walk them in a bit, hands onto your hips, and then slowly move into a forward bend. And again, you can bend your knees here. Toes can be pointed a bit towards each other. Let the neck release. And have a few breaths here. Slowly walk your hands back to the front of the mat, back into that low lunge. And then you choose, step it back to plank, go through a vinyasa, or maybe go directly into a downward facing dog. Maybe you make a stop in child's pose. Now we meet in downward facing dog. Left side. Left leg lifts up towards the sky. Step it through for a crescent lunge. So activate the legs by squeezing them in towards each other and then lift up the arms. Pull your left hip back, right hip is moving forward. And then slowly bring the hands behind your back. Funny thumb on top, so the other way around, the one that feels weird. Open up the chest, let the knuckles sink a bit deeper, but stay activated in your core, so keep the left leg lifting up from the pelvic floor. And then slowly release, hands back down, push your right hand into the mat, left arm peels open towards the sky. Easy twist. Stay active in that right thigh, so keep it lifted. Beautiful, and then bring your left hand back, drop the right heel down, check your ankle and knee position on top of each other, circle the arms up, warrior two. Feel the outer edge of your right foot hugging the mat. Flip the front palm, inhale, reach back, reverse your warrior. Exhale back into warrior two, straighten the legs, and then come back into your forward fold. And in your forward fold, you might want to interlace your fingers again and let the knuckles drop. If you already had enough of this, because we did it a few times, you can also just let the hands relax. Beautiful, and then slowly walk back into that lunge position. Plant the hands into the mat. Step it back into your plank. Rinse it out with one vinyasa or into downward facing dog straight ahead. Beautiful. All right, slowly lift up the heels from downward facing dog. Walk to the front of the mat. And slowly roll up make your way up to standing. We're going to do one balancing pose. So you can bring your hands into prayer. See if you can keep them here. So we're not going to use them. And then shift your weight into your left leg. Lift up the right leg. Right ankle on top of left knee into a figure 4. Now slowly lower down. Keep your balance. And it helps to choose one point to look at, one point to focus on. If you fall, you fall. That's completely fine. And if you want to go a bit deeper, you're of course more than welcome. Maybe you want to point your fingers down. Maybe you want to give yourself an extra stretch by pushing that knee a bit further down. And what really helps me is pulling my right hip back here as well. See if you can keep a long spine, keep your balance. Maybe even smile. Perfect, and then slowly come out of the pose. Really nice. Shake out your legs. Move over to the other side. So shift your weight into your right leg. Left leg lifts up. Ankle on top of knee. And slowly lower down. Sink all the way down until you reach your point and think, yep, this is where I feel something. Nice. All right, slowly come back up all the way to standing, and you can do your own thing here by making your way down or come through Malasana. But if that's not your thing, just make your way down to the mat. I'm squeezing in one little bit of Malasana here, but if you want to make your way down another creative way, be my guest. All right, and then from Malasana, bring yourself all the way down. All right, 2 options here. You can sit cross-legged. Maybe this is already enough for your hips. Maybe you already feel a lot happening here. If you're like, this is actually perfectly fine for me, maybe try Gomukhasana. And Gomukhasana is one leg on top of the other. Heels are towards the side. And you really want to try and stack your knees. Keep your sitting bones on the floor. If you feel this is too much, just go back to a cross-legged position. If you want to add on a bit from here, you can do that as well. You might even want to do Gomukhasana arms as we did before and come forward, or maybe you want to stay, leave the arms and walk forward. So choose your option here. Can be really intense on the hips, so sometimes it's nice to just leave the hands out, but if it feels good on your shoulders, you can definitely do the hands. Slowly walk the hands back up if you had them down, untangle them if they were an eagle, come back up, change your legs. So if you were just in a cross-legged position, change them. Put the other leg on top. If you were in Gomukhasana, make sure you can feel both sitting bones touching the floor. And this one can be really tricky because both hips might feel really different. So this might feel really, really different on this side. If you had the Gomukhasana arms, make sure you do the other arm underneath. And then choose your option. If you want to move forward, slowly move forward. Or just stay where you are. Perfect. And slowly make your way out of the pose. So come back up, untangle your arms, untangle your legs, maybe give them a bit of a windscreen wiper from side to side to loosen them up. And then open up your legs into a wide-legged forward fold. And again, see if you can lengthen your lower back here. If you feel like you need something to sit on, grab a cushion or grab something. You can have your legs bend here, and maybe this is it, maybe this is enough. Make sure you flex your toes, so your toes are working towards you. If you feel you have more space, maybe walk forwards. But I would really encourage you to see if you can lengthen that lower back. And then move forward from the chest, from the heart. Use your breath. See if you can relax around it rather than pulling or pushing. Let the breath do the work. One more breath here. Make sure you stay for the exhale. See if you can let go a bit more on the exhale. And then slowly make your way back up if you were down with your upper body. And then use your hands to bring your legs back. So you can use them to keep it safe. Beautiful. Shake out the legs and then slowly make your way onto your mat. You can make it a bit of a core exercise or just flip onto your back. It's up to you, whatever feels nice, whatever feels good. And once you're there, bring your knees in towards your chest. Give them a really nice squeeze. Roll from side to side so you massage your lower back here. Really nice around the sacrum to give a bit of a release. And then bring your feet back down. Knees on top of the ankles, doing 3 bridge poses here. So push your feet into the mat, tuck the tailbone under, and then slowly come up into bridge pose. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Feet are pushing into the floor. And then slowly lower down again. So keep them nice and short. 2 more. So once you hit the floor, tuck your tailbone back under, scoop, and roll back up. Hips are lifting. Slowly come back down. Last one. Inhale, scoop and lift. Push your feet into the mat. And on your exhale, slowly roll them back down. Really nice. All right, extend your right leg, keep your left leg up. Bring your hips a bit towards the left and move into your supine twist. So left knee is moving over towards the right. Extend your left arm out towards the side, shoulder height. And then bring your gaze towards your left hand. See if you can keep the left shoulder onto the mat. Slowly bring it back to center. Change your leg, so left leg extends, right knee comes up, bring your hips a bit towards the right to give a bit more space in your spine, and then drop the right knee down towards the left side. Right shoulder still on the floor, gaze towards your right hand. And slowly come back to center. Extend both legs out. Hands, arms alongside your side body. If you want to grab a jumper or if you want to grab a blanket, please do so you stay nice and warm in your Shavasana. And then make sure you're comfortable where you are, allowing your body, allowing yourself to melt into the earth. Let everything go and relax. Please know that you can stay here if you want. If you want to close down your practice, bring your awareness back, wiggle your fingers, your toes, give yourself a nice stretch. There's no rush. Take your time to roll onto your side. And move towards the seated position. And you can keep the eyes closed or maybe have a soft gaze. Bring your hands onto your knees. You can sit in heroes or cross-legged, whatever feels comfortable. And slowly bring your hands in front of your heart and namaste.